After almost 10 years of research and development, Titleist releases its GTS line of drivers. Make it a driver day. With our Director of Instruction, Kyle Gordon. And Kyle, it is always a very big deal when Titleist releases a new line of drivers, and no different this time around with the GTS lineup.
Yeah, I mean, similar to the GT lineup, this was a really big innovation for Titleist to really make, the core parts of the driver very lightweight, and then put the discretionary weight in different places than they ever have before.
Now, let's take a walk through the lineup. We'll begin with the most forgiving of the three drivers, the GTS 2.
Yeah, so GTS 2, you said it, most forgiving driver, really putting the weight really far away. So the weight up front and then the weight in the back. The ability to flip these weights is what we're gonna do during the fitting today to provide a difference in feel and stability in all three of the drivers. Very forgiving, very fast, going to fit a lot of people.
Yeah, let's talk about the GTS 3, and you kind of hit on it. This is the most adjustable driver in the lineup.
Yeah, so GTS 3 really is a very popular driver for lots of players, but really dives into a lot of tour players as well. Very fast, ability to flip the weights. I've got the weight kit here in the front. You can flip the weights, make them lighter, really provides a very forward and fast driver, but then if you put the weight heavier into the back, very stable in a very fast body as well.
Let's explain to people what this is exactly.
Yeah, so the weight track here on this one is going to move the center of gravity in the club. The center of gravity moving out to the toe or to the heel will change the ability to square the face. So if you're hitting a little bit more of a right biased shot, you can change it into a spot on the driver really to help you square the face easier.
Okay, and the last one in the lineup is the GTS 4.
So very similar look to the GTS 3. What they've done on this one this year is actually made it a 460cc head. It's typically been a little bit smaller, very fast in the history of this driver in the 4 lineup, but it's not really been super forgiving. So really what happens is we've got the GTS 4 here with the movable weight package and the new thermoform body, making it really, really lightweight from a shell perspective, very stable, very fast.
Lower spin driver, so who's playing this particular model?
This is going to be your very fast ball speed players. Lots of the tour players will be moving in this one, but really comes down to performance, what you're seeking out of it. When you flip the weights from a weight back stable position to weight forward, you really feel the difference, and it's going to change things player and swing dependent.
All right, Kyle, let's start you off in the GTS 2.
All right, GTS 2, 10-degree head, set up pretty neutral settings. We're gonna try a couple different settings here just to really see how it goes.
So far, so good. Wow. How'd that feel?
2 pretty good swings to start. Here we go. Feels really good.
What are the numbers telling you right now?
4 swing in, that's pretty fast for me, 157.
That sounded crushed.
Yeah, I was a little bit off the heel. But what I'm seeing here is I've kind of missed it around the face a little bit. So a couple shots off the heel, that was a little bit low, but we're seeing a good retention of ball speed, really. And the spin doesn't spike up too high, which is really important on those shots.
So would you say that the driver is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing?
Definitely out of the gates. From a forgiving package, really on these drivers, when you move it around the face, you really don't want to see a big drop off in speed or increases in spin and launch. So really good off the gates. What I want to do here is actually flip the weights and see if we can get the speed up a little bit and bring the spin down.
So you just flipped the weights, Kyle. What are you expecting to see?
Really looking for a little bit of a spike in the ball speed. That is the main thing that I'm going to be looking. It's going to change launch and spin a little bit as well. Should see the spin come down a little bit. But really the ball speed is the main thing without changing the loft because we put the weight closer to the strike point. That was really good.
Great strike.
Yeah, definitely like changing the weights like that, like you wouldn't think, but it makes the driver feel really different. That was 157, one of the faster ones of the day. Another 157. So living a little bit higher on the spin with this one, which tells me there's a little bit more from a custom fitting perspective that we could do here. But really changing the weights, I like the feel and setting of the weight being forward here on the GTS 2, but I'm excited to hit the GTS 3 based on how this is performing.
All right, GTS 3.
All right, let's do it. Excited. All right, so I mean, this thing definitely looks like a Titleist driver, but power package really in the GTS 3 here. Super excited to hit this. Bit of a deeper face on this one, so when you set them down, you're gonna see some key differences from a aerodynamics package, but deeper face, I'm excited to see how fast this thing is. Oh boy.
Wow.
I can work with that. But what I'm seeing from a shape perspective, I think tells me I still might need a little bit less loft, right? I'm looking at this, I can see lots of the face versus the GTS 2. So I'm curious to hit a few more shots here. That was the first swing, but let's hit 3 or 4 more and then take a peek into the numbers. That's a good one.
That sounded great.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what I wanted to do. It's got a really solid feel. 157, so we're seeing some pretty consistent speeds. That's good. That'll be pretty nice to look at the numbers there. Really, you know, the main thing that I'm picking out here from the numbers is we started with the 2. Yep. There was a draw bias tendency, so they ended off a little bit further right than I would like. Then we moved the weight forward in the 2, and it went right to the center line. Yep. Right, you can see that that green line now shifted to the middle, as well as the blue line. So GTS 2 and 3 were down the middle. But 2700 spin for me is a little bit on the higher side of things. What I'm gonna do here is just straight up lose the loft a little bit. Okay, it's on C4. I'm gonna bump it down in loft.
And that'll bring the spin down?
Yeah, we should see that the spin's at 2700 right now on the GTS 3. Ideally that bumps down to like 23, 24, right? We should see that, or in and around that with about a 1 degree loft change.
Will that affect speed at all?
That'll increase speed. Anytime you lose loft, you'll increase speed. So Titleist really, you know, has one of the best cogs because it gives you the ability to change loft and lie independently. It's been out for a really long time. A1 is standard neutral right-handed. D4 is standard neutral left-handed. So, you know, if you put up the quadrants on the screen here, you can change the loft and lie. So we were at C4, which is just a little bit flatter of a lie angle, but now we're gonna go flatter of a lie angle and less loft in B4, all right? Doing as expected, right? Anytime you heel it, you should see that ball flight create a bit of a cut tendency. That was pretty good.
Nice strike.
I mean, that's a shape I'm looking for too. That one's really good.
It's right on the line.
Starting to like this thing. There we go. A liner, baby. Pretty fast, little lower flight. We should see a little bit less spin compare. So let's pull up the chart, take a look. 158, it's nice and fast.
Kyle, it's amazing what a few adjustments can do. You're happy with what you're seeing.
Yeah, I really mentioned the player and swing dependent because sometimes it's supposed to do one thing on paper and does the opposite when you hit it. So really happy to see the GTS 2 performing very well, nice and fast. GTS 3 is very familiar to me, but still some tinkering there, but really fast, forgiving, and consistent speeds across the face.
And all of that GTS technology can also be found in their Fairway Woods as well. So we talked the GTS 2 and 3 here.
Yeah, so lots of options in the Fairway Woods, both left-handed and right-handed. Lefties will rejoice over that one. Bit of a different look on the face here for this one to change really how the player delivers the club to the ball. So GTS 3 is going to line up to the GTS 3 driver player, but you really have to come in and get fit. Hit them, find out which one works the best.
It's the GTS lineup from Titleist. To find out which GTS is best for you, simply head to your nearest golf town and talk to one of our master club fitters.